Okay, so the question here is, what is the square root of I? Now what we know what I is, I equals square root of -1. So basically what this is coming down to is square root of the square root of -1. And that looks a bit crazy, doesn't it? So what we do is, let's just break this down a little bit and make it a little bit easier to work with. So what we do know is when we do square root, obviously this is a 2 here, we can say we've got I to the power of 1/2. So then if we take the polar form of I, let's see what that is. So we've got I, which would be here on the imaginary axis, it's the real axis. So the modulus of I, which is only going to be 1 from here to here, so that's going to be 1, and then the argument, taking the principal argument, not the infinite solutions because you can keep going around, that is pi over 2. So what we do know is that I is pi over 2, or we could say it's log of 1 plus I pi over 2. Log of 1 is 0, so we get I pi over 2. But we want square root of that. So now what we need is I pi basically to the power of 1/2. So it's still not quite there yet. This is still not looking quite right. So what the best way to do is put it into our polar form. So, sorry, that's a pi over 2, sorry. I pi over 2 is still not quite right. Got it to the square root. Let's do it in polar form. So we get e to the I pi over 2. And then this one to the power of 1/2. So with the laws of exponential, we can just half the denominator here. So we get e to the I pi over 4. Okay, and then with any square root, there is a plus or minus solution. So basically what we can say is plus or minus e to the I pi over 4. Now that still looks a little bit intimidating still because it's an exponential form. Let's try and break that down into Cartesian form. So I pi over 4 is the same as saying, well, modulus is 1, and then we've got cosine pi over 4 plus I sine pi over 4, which equals, okay, cosine pi over 4. So what is that? So that is root 2 over 2 plus I root 2 over 2. But pi over 4, which is here, sine and cosine are the same. So therefore, what we can say is our solution for this is also root 2 over 2 plus I root 2 over 2, and also in plus or minus form. So these are our solutions to the question, what is the square root of I? And there we go.